Hi guys, this is where we stopped in the last part. Okay, let's now continue from here. 1.3 irrational numbers. In class 9th, you were introduced irrational numbers and some of their properties. You studied about their existence and how the rationals and the irrationals together made up the real numbers. You even studied how to look at irrational numbers on number line. However, we did not prove that they were irrationals. In this section, we will prove that root 2, root 3, root 5, and root p in general. Is irrational where P is a prime. One of the theorems we used in our proof is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Recall a real number is called irrational if it cannot be written in the form P by Q where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. Some examples of irrational numbers with which you are already familiar are root 2, root 3, root 5, root 15, pi 0.10010110410. Before we prove that root 2 is irrational, we will look at the theorem, the proof of which is based on fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Let p be a prime number. If p divides a square, where a is a positive integer, then p also divides a. Okay. Let the prime factorization of a is as follows: p1, p2, pn are prime factors of a. Okay, not necessarily distinct. Okay, that means if p1 is 2, p2 can also be 2. Okay, p3 is 3, p4 can also be 3, like that. Therefore a square equal to this into this, that is p1 square, p2 square, and so on, pn square. Now we are given that p divides a square. Okay, therefore from the fundamental theorem of arithmetic it follows that p is one of the prime factors of a square. Okay, however, using the uniqueness part of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we realize that the only prime factors of a square are p1 to pn, right? So p is one of p1, p2, pn. Now since p1 to a is p1 to pn, okay, p divides a, hence the result, right? Verify the theorem proved for p equal to 2, p equal to 3, p equal to 5, and p equal to 7 for a square equal to 1, 4, 9, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81. Okay, that is a square equal to 4, p equal to 2, like that. A square equal to 9, p equal to 3. Okay, right. Now we prove that root 2 is irrational. We'll use that method called proof by contradiction. So that root 2 is irrational. Let us assume that root 2 is rational. Okay, if it is rational, then there must exist two integers r and s not equal to 0, such that root 2 equal to r by s. Any rational number can be written in this form, right? If r and s have a common factor other than 1, then we divide r and s by the highest common factor to get root 2 equal to a and b, where a and b are co-prime. Okay, that means there is no common factor among a and b. So b root 2 equal to a. Now squaring on both sides, 2b square equal to a square. Therefore 2 divides a square. Now by theorem 1.6, it follows that since 2 is dividing a square, it also divides a. So we can write a equal to 2c. Okay, so on squaring a square equal to 4c square, right? So if we equate 2b square equal to 4c square, that is b square equal to 2c square. That means 2 divides b square, so 2 divides b also, again using the same theorem. Okay, therefore both a and b have a have 2 as a common factor, but that is not possible, right? They are co-primes. That but this contradicts the fact that a and b are co-prime. This contradiction has arisen because of the wrong assumption that root 2 is rational. Thus our assumption is false, so we conclude that root 2 is irrational. In general, it can be shown that root d is an irrational number whenever d is a positive integer which is not the square of another integer. As such, it follows that root 6, root 8, root 15, root 24 are all irrational numbers. In class 9th, we mentioned that the sum or difference of a rational and an irrational number is irrational. The product or quotient of non-zero rational and an irrational number is irrational. We prove some of these particular cases here. Okay. show that 5 minus root 3 is irrational. Let us assume that 5 minus root 3 is rational. We'll prove by contradiction. That is, we can define co-primes a and b not equal to such 0, such that 5 minus root 3 equal to a by b. Okay, that means 5 minus a by b equal to root 3, or root 3 equal to 5 minus a by b. Since a and b are integers, b not equal to 0, 5 minus a by b is rational, right? And root 3 is also rational, but this contradicts the fact that root 3 is irrational number. This contradiction has arisen because of our assumption that 5 minus root 3 is rational. So we conclude that 5 minus root 3 is irrational. So that 3 root 2 is irrational. Again, let us assume the contrary, that 3 root 2 is rational. We can find co-primes a and b such that 3 root 2 equal to a by b, okay, or root 2 equal to a by 3b. Since 3a and b are integers, a by 3b is rational, but root 2 is, and so root 2 is rational, but this contradicts the fact that root 2 is irrational. So we conclude that 3 root 2 is irrational. Again, prove root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. Again, we suppose that this sum is rational by putting as a by b, where a and b are integers, b not equal to 0. So root 2 equal to a by b minus root 3. Now you square on both sides. So 2 equal to a square by b square plus 3 minus 2 into a by b into root 3. Rearranging, this is what you will get. A square plus b square by 2ab equal to root 3. Okay. Right. Since a and b are integers, a square plus b square by 2ab is rational. So root 3 is rational. This contradicts the fact that root 3 is irrational. Hence, root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. So note, the sum of two irrational numbers need not be irrational, because a equal to root 2, b equal to minus root 2, then the sum is 0. 0 is rational. Okay, the product of two irrational numbers need not be irrational. Let's say a equal to root 2, b equal to 3 root 2. Their product is what? 6. That is rational. Okay, prove that the following are irrational. You use the method of contradiction and prove these uh, by following the similar method which was illustrated in the previous examples. Prove that root p plus root q is an irrational where p and q are primes. That also follow the same method. You will get the answer. Exponentials revised or revisited. We know that the power a power n of a number a with a natural exponent n is the product of n factors, each of which is equal to a. That means a power n equal to a into a into a into a into how many times? N times. Okay. So 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, 2 cube are powers of 2, 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 square, 3 cube are powers of 3. We also know that when 81 is written as 3 power 4, it is said to be an exponential form. The number 4 is the exponent or index and 3 is the base. We read it as 81 is the fourth power of base 3. Okay. Recall the laws of exponents. When a and b are real numbers where a not equal to 0, b not equal to 0 and mn are integers, then a power m into a power n equal to a power m plus n. AB whole power m equal to a power m into b power m. A by b whole power m equal to a power m divided by b power m. A power m whole power n equal to a power mn, m into n. A power 0 is 1. A power minus m is 1 by a power m. So evaluation is pretty simple. 2 power 1 is 2. 4.73 whole power 0 is 1. 0 cube is 0. Minus 1 whole power 4 is 1. Okay. 1 by 0.25, this is 4. 5 by 4 whole square, 25 by 16, and this is also 25 by 16. So this in exponential form, this is 10 power 1, 10 square, 10 cube, 10 power 4, 10 power 5. So 10 power 5 is nothing but 1 lakh. Okay. Express the following product in the simplest exponential form. Okay. Nothing but 2 power 4 is this, 2 power 6 is this. A power m into a power n, a power m plus n. So 2 power 4 plus 6, 2 power 10. This is 2 power 10. Okay. This is 5 square, this is 5 cube. So 5 power 5. And this one is 32 fours it will go. Okay, so 2 square. Okay, exponential and logarithms are really helpful. Let's see what logarithm is. Let us observe the following. 2 power x equal to 4. Okay, if 2 power x equal to 4, 4 can be written as 2 square, so x equal to 2. When 3 power y equal to 81, 381 is equal to 3 power 4, so y equal to 4. So when 10 power z equal to 1 lakh, z equal to 5. Can we find the values of x for the following? This is quite tricky, right? 2 power x equal to 5. This cannot be expressed in terms of in the powers of 2. 3 power x is 7, 10 power x is 5. If so, what are the values of x? For 2 power x equal to 5, what should be the power to which 2 must be raised to get 5? Therefore, we need to establish a new relation between x and 5. This is pretty interesting and important. Okay. In such situation, a new logarithm relation is introduced. Consider y equal to 2 for x. We need the value of x for which y becomes 5 from the fact that if x equal to 1, then y equal to 2. If x equal to 2, y equal to 4. If x equal to 3, y equal to 8. So it must lie between 2 and 3. We observe that x lies between 2 and 3. We will now use the graph of y equal to 4x to locate such a x for which 2 power x equal to y. So graph of exponential 2 power x. Let us draw the graph. Okay, by taking those values, x values, and finding y values, you will get a graph of this nature. Okay, note that as x increases, the value of y equal to 2 power x increases. As x decreases, the value of 2 power x decreases very close to 0, but will never attain the value of 0. Okay, let us think if y equal to 2 power x, then for which value of x y becomes 5? We know that in the graph, y-axis represents the value of 2 power x and the x-axis represents the value of x. Locate the value of 5 on y-axis, okay, and represent it as a corresponding point P on the y-axis. Draw a line parallel to x-axis, which meets the graph at point Q. Now draw a perpendicular from Q, okay, towards the x-axis, and it meets x-axis at a point R, where QR is perpendicular to x-axis. Can we find the length OR? Yes, we can find the length OR approximately from the graph. Or where does it lie? Thus we know the x coordinate of the point R is the required value of x for which 2 power x equal to 5. This value of x is called the logarithm of 5 to the base 2. Okay, written as log 5 base 2. It has been difficult to find x when 2 power x equal to 5 or 3 power x equal to 7 or 10 power x equal to 5. Then we have the following solutions to the above equations. X is a logarithm of 5 to the base 2, log 5 base 2. Here x is logarithm of 7 to the base 3, log of 7 base 3. Here 5 is the logarithm of sorry, x is the logarithm of 5 to the base 10, log 5 base 10. In general, a and n are positive real numbers such that a not equal to 1. We define log n base a equal to x, then a power x is nothing but n. Okay. Let us compare the following two values x y. This table you already know. Okay, when y is this, x is log y base 2. Okay, if you plug in those values, you must get the same values, then only this is correct, right? Observe the graph y equal to 2x in the light of our definition of logarithm. Okay, if y equal to 1 by 4, x equal to minus 2, that is 2 power minus 2 is 1 by 4. Okay, if you go in the other way, you must get minus 2, you will get. Okay, similarly you observe these things. Let us consider one more example. If 10 power of y is 25, then it can be represented as y equal to log 25 base 10, or simply log 25. The logarithm of a number to the base 10 are called common logarithms. In this case, we generally omit the base. The base is 10. That is log whatever when it is written as log x, the base is always 10. Okay. In general, write the following in the logarithm form. That you can do log 7 base 2. Okay. Log 10 base 5. Log 1 by 81 base 3. Hmm? So c is minus 4. Anyway, we are just writing it in a logarithmic form. Log 100 base 10. Hmm? Log 1 by 257 base 4. Write the following in a exponential form. Exponential form is 100 can be written as 10 square. 25 can be written as 5 square. This is 10 square, this is 5 square, this is 2 power 1, this is 3 square. Okay. Solve the following. 2 power 5, this is 5. This is 5 power 4, right, y equal to 4. This is 10 power 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 power 4, so z equal to 4. We can say exponential form and the logarithmic form are inverse of one another. Also observe that every exponential form is the inverse of logarithmic form. Okay, right. That is 10 power 100 equal to 10 square. That is what we have to write. 25 equal to 5 square. In this case, 2 equal to 2 power 1. Okay. Two power x equal to 9. That is what we have to write. Okay. Okay. Anyway, just leave it aside. Can we say exponential form and logarithmic form are inverse of one another? Yes, they are. Also observe that every positive real number has a unique logarithmic value because any horizontal line intersects the graph at only one point. Okay, so log value is unique. Does log 0 exist? Give reasons. It never exists. Log 0 because it will never meet the x-axis, right? Pro log b base b is 1. Okay. And log 1 base b is 0, right? Log b power x base b equal to x. If log 16 base x equal to 2, then x square equal to 16. So x equal to plus or minus 4. Is it correct or not? No, in logarithm you won't get negative values. Okay, so you have to consider only plus 4. Properties of logarithm. Logarithms are important in many applications and also in advanced mathematics. We will now establish some basic properties useful in manipulating expressions involving logarithms. The product rule, right? The properties of exponent corresponds to properties of logarithm. For example, when we multiply with the same base, we add exponents, that is a power x and a power y equal to a power x plus y. This property of exponents coupled with an awareness that a logarithm is an exponent suggests the product rule. Theorem: let a, x, y are positive real numbers with a not equal to 1, then log xy base a is nothing but log x base a plus log y base a. That is, the logarithm of a product is the sum of the logarithms. Let log x base a is m, log y base a is n. We have a power m equal to x, a power n equal to y. Okay, so x into y equal to a power m into a power n, so a power m plus n. Okay, so log xy base a equal to m plus n. M is what? Log x base a. N is what? Log y base a. Okay, hence it is proved. We know that log 1 lakh base 10 is 5, so that you get the same answer by writing 100 cube into 100 and thus and then using the product rule verify the answer. Okay, is telling us to use the product rule. Okay, log x base a plus log y base a. Here you will get 3 plus here you will get 2. 3 plus 2 you will get 5. Express the logarithms of the following as the sum of the logarithm. Okay, sum of the logarithms. That you can do by taking one base 10 as a base. Let's say log of 35 into 46 equal to log 35 plus log 46. That is what he was telling to do. Okay, the quotient rule, when we divide with the same base we subtract exponents. That is a power x by a power y is equal to a power x minus y. This property is called quotient rule. Quotient rule, let a x y are positive real numbers where a not equal to 1, then log x by y base a equal to log x base a minus log y base a. Let log x base a is m and log y base a equal to n. So we have a power m equal to x, a power n equal to y. So x by y equal to a power m by a power n. Okay. Okay. So log this is m, this is minus n. Okay. If you apply inverse logarithm, this becomes a power m minus n. A power m minus n is nothing but a power m by a power n. So log a base of x by y is nothing but m minus n. Nothing but log x base a minus log y base a. Okay. Oh, x equal to a power m, from here y equal to a power m. So x by y is this. Anyway, we proved this trivial theorem. Express the logarithms of the following as the difference of logarithms. That also you can do. Log 23 by 34 is nothing but log 23 minus log 34. We know that a power m whole power n equal to a power mn. Let a power m equal to x, then m equal to log x base a. X power n equal to a power mn, then log x power n of base a is nothing but mn. Okay, m is what? Log x base a. Okay, n into log x base a. The power rule, when the exponential expression is raised to a power, we multiply the exponents, that is a power m whole power n equal to a power mn. This property is called power rule. Let a and x be the positive real numbers with a not equal to 0 and n be any real number. So log x power n base a is equal to n log x base a. We have log 32 equal to 5 base 2, so that we get the same result by writing 32 as 2 power 5 and then using the power rules. Verify the answer. Can we find out the value of x such that 2 power x equal to 3 power 5, 3 power y? In such cases, we find the value of 3 power 5 equal to 43. Then we can evaluate the value of x, for which the value of 2 power x equal to 243. Applying the logarithm by using the formula log x power n base a equal to n log x base a, easily we can find the values of 3 power 25, 3 power 33 etc. Okay, taking logarithm to the base 2 on both sides. This is nothing but x, this is nothing but 5 log 3 base 2. Okay, right, we observe that the value of x is the product of 5 and the value of log 3 base 2. Okay. Anyway, we'll stop it here. Okay, we'll do this in the next session. Okay, thank you. Are you tired of dental problems? Then listen to this. Stop brushing your teeth using plastic brush and chemical paste. Use nature's gifted neem stick for brushing your teeth and stay healthy.